From Barrowford, near Nelson in Lancashire, the man who has got it all to do today. A big field he has to compete with, and they're all raring to go. The qualifying system for this event has been that the top 20 point scorers in the country have been seeded straight into the event, together with the 4 foreign representatives, 2 from the Netherlands, 1 from Belgium and 1 from France. And earlier in the afternoon, we had a qualifying heat to give us the other 10 cars. So that's the field. It's a 30-lap event. Other possible contenders here, well, this man always has to be considered. 212, Frankie Wainman, currently top of the national points chart, jointly with 199, Mike Close of Skipton, just going through the picture there. So he's obviously in with a good chance. One of the foreign representatives is car number 15, Rien Richens from the Netherlands. Quite how they're going to do on the track that is literally very foreign to them, we'll have to wait and see. A man who is very experienced indeed, known as the Bromham Bomber, 175, Glyn Percy. He must have a chance as well. The pace car takes them round in the front of the field for 2 laps, warming up, and then the pace car will pull away and send them on their way. Very big, very powerful machines, a lot of iron in them. There's the Bromham Bomber, 175, comes from Bromham, just outside Bedford. Glyn Percy. He's a former European champion, so he certainly knows what he's doing. Unlimited capacity on these engines. Most of them are 454 Chevrolets, around the 5-litre mark. There's no shortage of power, no shortage of iron to protect them, because very much a contact formula here. If someone's in the way, you put that bumper in and you shift it. So that's the 2 warming up laps complete, and we're on our way now with the Billows Formula 1 Stock Car European Championship. And already Rien Richens from the Netherlands is in trouble. Car number 15, I think that means he's going to be out of this race. Now the cars that have been seeded through lined up in graded order. That is to say that the lower grade drivers were at the front going back to the stars, and then the qualifiers from the early race in the afternoon in turn were lined up in their list. So 15 has just rejoined, in fact, Rien Richens from the Netherlands. The car at the front of that group there, 51, Mo Smith. He in fact won the qualifying race earlier in the afternoon. So he's on form today, and the car is obviously going right. Let's pick up the placings now with 2 laps gone. In fact, he is the leader, 51. That's Mo Smith. Out in front at the moment, comes from Avery. Second place is 91, then 110. That's the first 3. 51, 91, and 110. 217 finds himself in trouble very quickly indeed, and that's George Klunder from Belgium. Roar of these really powerful engines as they come thundering through, shakes the commentator's box in front of us. Mo Smith in 51, hanging on to his lead. Still 91, a little bit further back in that second place. That's Wilf Warnes from Sheffield. And third is car number 110, Ray Scriven from Fairford. So that's the 1, 2, 3. Drove well earlier on. He's got the bit between his teeth today, and perhaps now is sensing if he can get out in front and really hold on well, then he can maybe resist the challenge that's bound to come before too long from some of the more powerful star men further back on the grid. Len Wolfenden, of course, being one of the top men, had to start at the back of his particular part of the grid, so got a lot to do. One of the basic principles of stock car racing, of course, is the better men always start at the back and have to fight their way through. And that's Chris Elwell, obviously causing problems for 177. And 217, the wheels spinning around there. George Klunder again. Far too much accelerator there, and that powerful engine just spinning the tyres into smoke. 9 laps gone. Still 51, Mo Smith the leader. 91, Wilf Warnes in second place. Then 110, Ray Scriven is third. 36 comes next. Field beginning to settle down now as they get the field. Last year's race, of course, was run in pouring rain. and that's not the ideal conditions for these particular cars. 51, Mo Smith, the leader going through. And trouble as they go down that back straight. Car up against the fence. 294 trying to weave his way through the slower ones. 51, Mo Smith is still there. Up into second place now, has shot the 36 car, has now gone into second place. That's Rod Falding from Rotherham. As the places now begin to change, 199 is now moving through. Mike Close, he's currently a joint top of the national points. That's the second place car, number 36, so it's 51. In fact, 36 as I speak has gone down into third place, and 199 has now moved up into second, Mike Close from Skipton. So 51 is still there. Mo Smith, and 199 is not very far behind him now in second place and coming to make the challenge. That's first and second, those two cars in your picture now. Mo Smith, the yellow-grey driver, being challenged now by the Starman. He's got the experience, he's obviously got the car to do it. Can he now overhaul the lower-grade driver and add to his triumphs this season? It's no mean feat to be top of the points. And here he comes now. He's not even going to have to push. Mo Smith, I think, must realise the strength of the challenge and is prepared to leave him room on the inside so that 199, in fact, can move through. Mike Close from Skipton, then the leader now. 199, 51. Mo Smith is second. In third place, it's number 36, Rod Falding. Next comes car number 91, Will Warnes from Sheffield. But now comes the perennial problem for stock car drivers. When you're in the lead, you've got to start picking your way through some of those slower, less experienced backmarker cars who are liable to do silly things in front of you. And the point adequately proved by George Grunder. But if you know a thing or two, you don't get too close to some of the lower grade drivers or drivers visiting a track, because you can very quickly get caught up and your prospects can be ruined extremely quickly. There's 36 down into fourth place now, because 51 has now moved up through into the next place. Mo Smith, 51 is in down, dropped down a couple of places now. In fact, Mo Smith, I see, is out. 51 is out. This man is still the leader. 199 is still going well, Mike Close. But there he is, Mo Smith, the yellow top, who led. Looking at the lap sheets, he led from lap 1. He's got a puncture on the rear offside. He led from laps 1 to 15 and is now out of the race. So it's 199 is now the leader. 36 is in second place. 218 and then 212 are the other places as you see those cars go through. So 199, Mike Close is still comfortably there in the lead. 36, Rod Falding is second. There he is. And third comes car number 218, Derek Fairhurst from Bolton. And then it's 212, Frankie Wainman from Silsden, the other guy who is joint top of the points at the moment with this man in the lead, 199. Look at the lap sheet. We've got 22 of the 30 laps are now gone. And the prospects for 199 are looking good. Mike Close. Leading his way through. Must be beginning to feel now that the chances of lifting this European Championship are very strong. Going well. The 5-lap marker board will be going out from the starting marshal on the rostrum this time. We've seen nothing really of Len Wolfenden further back. Really hasn't been in it this time. And it's Mike Close who has set the pace. The man who is chasing him in second place is 36, Rod Falding. And in third, it's car number 190. Len Wolfenden, in fact, as I speak, has now moved up into third place. Very quickly, a couple of cars dropped out, and then Wolfenden jumped up from being virtually nowhere into the third place. So it's 199 now, 3 more laps to go. And his lead over 36 is really quite considerable. It's something like the length of a straight. And there is the third place man now. It is the 190, Len Wolfenden, the defending title holder and world champion. Worked his way up slowly. He's now coming up, in fact, behind 36 car in a moment or two. Whether there'll be enough time left, I don't know, but I can't see either of them catching 199 Mike Close. Len Wolfenden in 190 in third place. There's the 36 car just in front of him. There's just one more lap to go now for the leader. One more to go as 190 forces his way through into second place there, I think. But meanwhile, down the back straight, it's 199 Mike Close, who is in the lead and coming through now to take the checkered flag in just a moment, assuming he gets past this little bit of problem on the last turn. The checkered flag is at the ready, and it is 199 Mike Close from Skipton, who is the new Formula One European champion. And on the line, in fact, 190, Len Wolfenden managed to get through in second place. 36 came home third, was Rod Falding. Then it was 212 Frankie Wainman, 218 Derek Fairhurst, and the rest of the field tailed away behind them. But for a long time, we saw very little of Len Wolfenden. He was a long way back. One or two cars then dropped out, and he was able to nip up into third place, and in the closing stages to get through and take second. But neither he nor 36 Rod Falding were good enough, in fact, to catch this man. He's done very well this season. He's joint top point scorer, and that's no mean feat. And he's really stamped his authority on the sport today and his superiority by taking this European Championship. A fine win then for 199 Mike Close from Skipton.